There's actually a sneaky little way to explode your sales when it comes to Google Ads, but 95% of e-commerce brands have zero idea this even exists. And I know this works because we're scaling brands like these all the way up to $1.8 million per month in revenue in just a 30-day period, or even brands like these where it's actually a subscription-based model, but regardless, it's doing $324,000 per month in revenue at a decent ROAS. The main focus for a lot of major e-commerce brands is the Google Ad strategy. A lot of e-commerce brands, what they want to do is they want to have the best kind of bidding approach possible. What they completely fail to understand is running campaigns is actually the easy part. Anybody could go inside your ad account and launch a bunch of different campaigns within a few minutes. The hard part is actually diving deep into how the algorithm works to understand exactly what the algorithm even wants from you. But e-commerce and Google Ads, the way it works is it works based off of the perceived value of your products. The higher your perceived value, the more your products are going to sell. Simple as that. But most e-commerce brands and CEOs and CMOs, they don't understand what perceived value even means. And I have the perfect example to kind of illustrate this. So what I did is I'd search up the keyword 16-ounce plastic bottle. It's just a very generic product. It's literally a plastic bottle. But what I want to show you is the difference in terms of perceived value and how that can literally 10x your sale price for your products. Now, we see a lot of different bottles popping up. All of these are very simple, generic plastic bottles. There's nothing unique about them, and it's not supposed to be unique for majority of the brands. However, if we look at the #1 bottle that's ranking, most likely when I search this keyword up, your attention and your eyes went towards this first listing, and most likely it's not because it's #1, but rather it's because of the unique approach they have taken to their shopping listing, specifically the perceived value of this bottle. Let's compare this listing right here to these three on the right hand side by side. What we see here with all of these three listings is just plain and simple a plastic bottle. One of it is bigger, one of it is more simpler approach, and this one, it looks kind of similar to this one, just the lighting's a little bit off. Now it makes sense that these bottles are only 66 cents, 48 cents, 44 cents. It makes sense because the value of this white image background simple plastic bottle, it's literally 44 cents. But here comes bottle #1, here comes brand #1 with the overall approach where the perceived value far exceeds any of these. I mean, if we look right here, we see a beautiful image with a nice lifestyle background where the background color gray, it's contrasting with the orange liquid within this bottle. It's on a plain wooden table right here, which again further adds contrast to the gray background. And the bottle, it's not just a simple plastic white bottle, there's some kind of liquid on it, and the cap, it's the color green. The color of the cap, it doesn't really matter that much as how this overall ad is perceived to be. And this is the beauty of perceived value. As you can see, there's a night and day difference between the pricing of these products right here versus these ones. However, it's still ranking #1. It still has 165 good positive reviews, and most likely this brand is doing multi six figures per month or at least per year in revenue due to its products, all because they focus on the perceived value of their product. And this is literally the sneaky way to sell your product at higher premium prices and to explode your sales. I've done this countless amount of times selling simple portable air conditioners. For example, if we just type in portable air conditioner right here, make sure to spell it right, we can see that a lot of these brands and a lot of these products that come up, usually they're the same kind of product. There's nothing unique about them. There's nothing different about them. It's just a simple portable air conditioner. However, when you come in with a kind of an approach which is unique, when you come in with an approach that just stands out and oozes a lot of perceived value, that's when you're able to sell simple products that other competitors are selling for way cheaper at premium prices. And that's exactly what we do for brands like these, where we're scaling them to $1.8 million every 30 days, or within a 14-day period, we're generating almost $1 million in revenue. We just focus on the perceived value of the product. Yes, these campaigns are important, and yes, you need to have the right strategy for them, otherwise things will just not work. However, when you peel off the layers of just the top of the level stuff, when you peel off the campaign's approach and then dig deeper into the actual perceived value side of things, that's when real skill comes. And you no longer have to be competing based on product pricing. You no longer have to be just doing these funky things, these weird promos and weird offers just to get a click, just to get people onto your website. And this is how we scale brands under my Google Ads agency. We're marketing to $1 million, 2 million almost per month, which, by the way, if you run a brand doing $1 million a year and you want to scale to multi-7 figures per year with Google Ads, go on my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a free call with me to see how we can essentially work together and make that happen. But perceived value is key. The way to improve it is by, again, doing the opposite of what your competitors are doing. What this brand right here, what Good Start Packaging noticed was majority of their competitors were a white background with a simple white bottle. That was it. So what they did is they came in with an approach which is a real lifestyle background with certain real imagery to it, and they did the opposite. Instead of having a plain white background image, they added real color to it, and that's essentially what was needed to improve their perceived value in terms of their product titles. But moving on to their product titles, we can see that the way they have laid it out is with these lines. It says 16-ounce juice bottle dash square pet 160 counts dash 16 WH by Merrimack Valley Plastics. Very simple. It has branding to it. It has search and optimized keywords to it, and that's all that's needed. Whereas these other bottles, yes, they have done the same kind of approach, but overall it's not to the same caliber as this brand right here. And then when you combine it with good amount of reviews, when you have good kinds of Google Merchant Center settings, such as when it's going to be delivered by, when it's going to be shipped by, returns, etc., that's kind of the final straw that's needed to really explode the brand and scale it to the very next level. But again, as long as you continue focusing on perceived value, I can guarantee your e-commerce brand will not struggle in terms of Google Ads. There will be very little fluctuations you have to deal with long term. But again, if you run a brand doing $1 million a year or more and you want to scale with Google Ads to multi-7 figures, go on to my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a free call with me to see how we can essentially work together and make that happen. But check out this video right here on a case study I did of this exact brand I just showed, which was doing 1.8 million every single month, to show you how we achieve that.